Right, I've decided to bite the bullet. That little round thing in the middle is solid steel and it runs all the way through to the spring and it goes right through to the adjuster, so that has to come out. Unfortunately, that's not the only problem. The first screw, what is there, you can just see in the bottom behind the brass probe, comes out. Now the other one is in that little hole, but it's a snap-off bolt, so it tightens up and then it snaps off and you can't get it out, so I've got to drill that other screw out. Now that is the screw what come out, so I'm going to attempt to drill the centre of the other one out until the head falls off. Then hopefully I can detach the top bit from the bottom bit and then undo the threads with a pair of pliers. It's an attempt. I've got nothing to lose. I'm not sending it to a gun shop because it could run into hundreds of pounds for it, you know, for it tuning. As you can see, I've already stripped it down. Now this gun is an absolute pain in the backside. They're all different. The trigger mechanism is different. They're not all the same. And there's a spring inside here on the trigger mechanism, and what that does, it's for the cocking mechanism. Now you can't get the cotter pin through and hold the trigger mechanism because you've got to hold the spring because it's tensioned inside here. So you've got to get a nail, cut it very, very small, which is like that big, so it goes through, holds the spring. You push the spring, the trigger mechanism back in, and then hopefully when you push the cotter pin through, it pushes. I've done it once before. It pushes through and you've got to do it quickly, so the cotter pin goes through the centre of the spring and then comes out the other side. It took 2 attempts last time, so that's the only other nasty issue with this. Some triggers what come out, the spring's on the outside, but this one isn't. Well, the little bugger's out. That's the anti-tamper, and that is these threads on it. See a little nut that went in there, little hole there. Right, so yeah, it looks like I can just use a normal bolt to fasten it back in, so that's good. So that can come out. Don't need that. We don't need that. Which now I can take this out, and the hammer down in the bottom of the deep blue sea, I can get my Allen key in. Right, so I've got this. This is the part I need to be adjusting. I've drilled the top off the. Where's she gone? There. I've drilled that off, and it doesn't appear to be threaded. It's like a cotter pin, and it goes right through. It's difficult to that pin there. So it's not actually threaded. It's a metal pin what goes through and goes through the anti-tamper bar. All this fell out, but I'll be able to put that back in. So now I'm trying to extract. You see the gap there? I'm trying to extract all this plastic thing to be able to take this out. So I'm not going to lose anything because I've assigned myself to, if it's broken, I'm going to have to buy a new gun. And this, doing all this still might not improve the shots, the accuracy. You know, with the first problem what we had. So all this work I'm doing might be just for nothing. It might just be exactly the same once I've done this, but fingers crossed anyway. So now I've got to take this, separate these two parts. All the bits and ball bearings and springs I can put back together. First success. Right, the screw what I took out of the front there, it's a countersunk one, and trying to source one and get it in that hole would have been a nightmare. So I've used the one from the front, which is easier to get to, and it fits straight onto the threads of that little nut that was in there. So basically, excuse the focus, I'm using my phone. So basically that was the anti-tamper snap-off bolt, and I took that out, took out the anti-tamper, so which gives me access now to the adjustment, that little hole in the centre there, with my big Allen key, so I can make adjustments and get it up to the correct 12 foot-pounds. Right, so here we are again. So it's all been fettled hopefully, so now we're going to check it again and hopefully adjust the power, so fire away as it were.
492.
Right. So to adjust it, you have to put a little pin in the bottom, and there's a hole in the hammer. You locate it there, and it'll grip the pin. Put your long Allen key in and turn it anti-clockwise. That's pretty low, so I'm gonna go for 3 full turns. 1,
3.
2, 3.
So we're looking for about 750, 770, something like that. That's just a guess.
Ready?
Yeah. 673. That's a good bit more yet, I would think.
A bit more. So it's gone from, so I'm gonna go, I'll do 2 more. 1, 2. Load in.
Seven, 4, 3. Right, we'll just check that. 7, 4, 3. 7, 4, 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Calculate. 10.59. So we're heading in the right direction. So I want to get it to as close to 11, 11 and a half.
I'd like it about 11 and a half,
Yeah.
just a bit to cover.
Right.
Yeah. I'll try one more turn. It's half. 1.
Okay.
Let's let it settle.
761. 761. 11.11. 11.11. Maybe another quarter.
Yeah,
of a
I'm
turn.
just going to say another quarter, I think. So what do we say, a quarter?
About another quarter of a turn.
So if I just go to 3 o'clock. Right. And
770. That sounds about right. Let's check that. 770. 770 is 11.38.
That's, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
You think, you know, because you need some leverage if you use different pellet.
Yeah, you do, because if you get a heavier pellet, if you put 10.34 grain pellets in that, it might take it over. Which is not a bad idea to get some 10.34 grain pellets, just in case you decide to change. And then, yeah, so we'll do that. We'll get some 10.34 pellets and check it, just to make sure it's not going over.
And we can adjust it if it's not.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's the idea.
So that has sorted out the problem of the farce that we would.
It's gone from what, 6 foot-pound, was it? 6?
It was 4 point something to at
Yeah,
one
it
point,
was,
wasn't
yeah.
it? We've still got the problem though, not getting a silencer
to
on.
fit.
Really need some advice on this, guys. If anybody has any idea how we can get a silencer on there, or is it just a non-starter, let us know, will you? We'll be really appreciative of that. So as always, thank you so much for watching. It's really appreciated, and hopefully we'll see you next time.